Hello my loves, what's up? What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about getting into a super high vibe state to where your life becomes more fulfilling. So there's certain things that I've learned over the course of my short few years of my life, and these are things that have really changed the game for me. They made a whole 180 on my life. They've added so much more fulfillment and depth into my life that I could have never done otherwise and never would have attained otherwise. So we're going to be talking about the different methods in this video that helped me create a much more meaningful life, and I'm very excited about it, and I hope you guys are too. So without further ado, let's hop right into it, starting now. So the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is a little new, and I don't think I've really talked about this on my channel before, but I'm very excited to share it with you guys. And this is developing interest in people and in pretty much anything and everything, instead of living your life in a very niche way. So for example, lots of us go through life having very particular interests, and when we interact with people, that we know, we tend to only talk about a certain spectrum of interests, and that's the only thing that we tend to focus on. And when we meet new people, we have sometimes a hard time connecting to new people, especially if they don't have that same small range of interests as you. Sometimes it can be hard to hold a conversation. Sometimes it can be hard to find people that you connect with, and therefore your friend group is only the same friend group that can talk about this small range of spectrum of interests. And therefore, whenever you're talking to people, you don't really tend to roam outside of this small spectrum, and we don't really grow as people, and we find it hard to make friends. We find it hard to really get to know people on a deeper level, because especially since we only talk about this small range, people are so vastly different. And if we're only connecting to people based on this small little thing, this small little thing, this small little thing, it can create a sense of lack of importance. It can create a sense of lack of depth in your life, especially when interacting with certain people. So one of the most valuable things that I've learned is to find genuine interest in people, even if it's outside of your current knowledge base. Being able to inquire and ask questions and getting very in depth with people has been absolutely life-changing for me, because now when I talk to people, if they have an area of work that I'm very unfamiliar with, and maybe I don't have a particular interest in that area of work, I tell myself, you know what, I am interested in this because I want to know, I want to expand my level of knowledge. And I promise you, once you begin to inquire about people and their lives, even if you don't know a lot about that particular topic or that particular thing that they're talking about, being able to find questions to ask them will actually end up generating an interest in that, because as you find out more about it, naturally, most of the time, you will actually gain an interest in it the more you get to know about it. So having a genuine interest in people has been something that has been game-changing for me, especially because it allows people to feel more fulfilled by that conversation, because they feel like you're genuinely interested in them, which creates a feeling of importance for them, and it creates a feeling of connectivity between you both. And this has been something that's been really profound for me, and we're going to get deeper into this, but I do want to mention that one of the areas that I learned this particular topic in was by listening to the audiobook How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This book is phenomenal. It talks a lot about this particular topic and having interest in people and the type of connection that creates between you and another person, and how it really expands your awareness. And I want to add a huge shout out to Audible for sponsoring today's video. You guys know I love Audible, and if you have not heard of them before, they're essentially a huge online platform where you guys can download and listen to different audiobooks. They have podcasts, they have so many different things. You can check out their Plus catalog, where they have so many different things other than just audiobooks. So this whole platform is just very versatile, and it's really amazing because I'm someone who likes to expand my knowledge base all the time, and Audible makes it really easy to multitask, because I can listen to audiobooks while I'm cooking, while I'm getting ready, while I'm driving. There's so many different uses for Audible, and so many different times that you can just turn it on and listen to something and actually gain a huge sense of fulfillment through that, because I find it very fulfilling to expand my knowledge, and it's just really entertaining as well. So I highly recommend checking out Audible, and check out the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. That one is purely life-changing. And also the book The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. That book is also really, really, really important because it talks about the power of the present moment, and it is actually very profound, more than you would think. So definitely go check that one out. It's one of the best books I've ever listened to on Audible. So if you guys want to go check them out, you guys can head to my link, audible.com/gemgoddess, or you guys can text gemgoddess to 500-500. You can get a free trial of Audible. So definitely go check that out. The link will be down in the description as well, so that you guys can have easy access to go check it out. But with that being said, again, huge shout out to Audible for sponsoring today's video. And back to this topic, it just creates so much more fulfillment in your life to be able to know somebody on such a large depth, because you're basically broadening the spectrum of knowledge that you can have. And then when you interact with new people, you will actually have so much more experience and so much more knowledge because of the fact that you've talked to other people about such a broad spectrum of topics, that now when you go to meet new people, your ability to connect with them and your ability to relate with them and have in-depth conversation becomes so much better. It is absolutely phenomenal. The amount of connectivity that I have with other people now has been amazing since I started practicing this, and it becomes so much more fulfilling to have certain conversation, and you start to have more entertaining conversation as well, because you can go deeper with people. And the way that you do this is literally just by asking people questions about any sort of topic. So if they bring up something that they're interested in, ask them what they're interested in, and then go in depth about it. Ask them more about this particular topic. You don't have to know a lot about a topic in order to be able to really connect with somebody about something that you might not know about. You know, being able to just inquire and show genuine interest is very important, and they talk about that in that book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. That book is just absolutely phenomenal, and it changes the game in the way that you interact with the world and with people. It is so, so, so good. And also it changes the type of connectivity that you have in your relationship. So say you're in a very in-depth, committed relationship with somebody, you know, some sort of partnership. You will be able to connect with that person way deeper, instead of you two coming together and you two being super separate people, which is important, but diving deep into what that other person is passionate about, asking them questions, inquiring about it, going deep with them is so valuable and so important. And if you guys have ever experienced this on the receiving end, and you've had someone that had such a genuine interest in you and what you are interested in about, it brings up such a high level of importance and a feeling of goodness and a feeling of connectivity with that person, and it is just insurmountable to anything else on this planet. It is one of the most beautiful things that you can experience. So being able to offer that to the people that you love and the people that you want to connect to, and just being able to have that connection with some random stranger if you're flying on a plane, and being able to talk to the person next to you and going in depth on a topic, you can learn so much from people, and just being open to that, life-changing, you guys. So that is the first thing. The second thing that you guys can do to raise your vibe and help you live a more fulfilling life is doing everything that you do with passion. So even if you have a mundane thing to get done, like taking a shower, driving to work, how can you make that just a little bit more passionate? Because this is what gets you in alignment with your purpose. This is what gets you in alignment with your dream life. And I listened to this in a lecture by Bashar when I was going to see Bashar live, and it was just like super inspiring moment for me. So if you don't know Bashar, I highly recommend checking him out. He's really cool. But he talked about the importance of doing everything with passion and how that gets you into an alignment. Because essentially, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're thinking, that dictates the new choices that you make. That dictates where you move forward in life, where you're taking your steps, how you're deciding to interact with certain people. But if you add passion to what you're doing, that's going to take you in a whole new direction, because now, because you're feeling a new emotion, you're going to make new choices. You're going to have different interactions with people. You are going to get different inspiration, because you cannot solve an issue from the same level of consciousness that the issue was created. So if you're having a hard time finding how to get from A to B, if you're having a hard time finding out how to get to your dream life, the solution to that will not even be in your realm of consciousness until you tap into a new state of consciousness, one that is in alignment with what you desire. So adding in more passion to your life. If you're going to cook a meal, how can we make it a little bit more spice? You know, how can we add in the spice? How can we make it a little bit more passionate? Personally, I like to light some candles. I turn on some jazz music, and I really get in the mood, and I start to dance while I'm cooking and things like that. And that adds in more passion. Or when I'm taking a shower, like you guys have probably maybe heard this example before, but I pretend that I'm like a fairy in a forest, in an enchanted forest, and I'm under a waterfall, because that to me makes the experience 10 times better than what it would have been if I was just like, yeah, I'm in my shower, here's the soap, da 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 da. Like, how can you make every moment of your life that much more passionate? There's always a way to make it that much more passionate, and I promise you, as you begin to implement this into your life, you become so much more high vibe, your life becomes so much more fulfilling. And I know we cannot be 100% all the time, and sometimes it's hard to be 100% on all the time, but this stuff is life-changing, you guys. Like, being able to just implement that when you can, it will boost your mood for one. So if you're in a bad mood, it will boost your mood. It will help you see the solutions to certain problems that you're facing. So even if you're facing certain problems and it's hard for you to figure out how to get out of that problem, just changing your state of consciousness, changing your state of being, your state of emotion, will help you see a solution that you would have never even seen before. Because just like Einstein said, you cannot find a solution from the same state of consciousness that the problem had been in. I'm sort of paraphrasing that right now, but you guys get the point, right? So this is one of the most profoundly important things, and it gets you really into alignment with your dream life, because you'll start to see the pathway, because now you're walking towards passion, because you're doing things with passion. Therefore, the choices that you make are in alignment with passion. Therefore, the road that you're now walking on is the road that leads you towards more passion. It's just the way it works. And the third thing that I have for you guys is eating healthy. I know people talk about this all the time, but this actually is a game changer when it comes to living a more fulfilling life and feeling really high vibe, because there is low vibe foods, like when you eat certain things like fast food or things like that, it actually weighs down your energy. And I'm sure that you guys have experienced this before, when you guys eat an unhealthy meal and then you feel tired, lethargic, and things like that. And that's why it's called a comfort food, because it does help you relax, because all of a sudden you do feel more tired and, you know, kind of weighed down. And that in itself can be relaxing in a way. But at the same time, it is low vibe and you'll feel like you have less energy, and it usually also brings down your mood as well, because your gut microbiome is actually hugely responsible for the amount of serotonin that you have in your body. And if you're feeding your body bad foods that kind of don't really support gut health, and I'll let you know right now, it's only healthy foods that support gut health. There's no unhealthy foods that support gut health at all. So eating healthy foods will actually boost your amount of serotonin that you have in your body, which of course makes you high vibe, because that's a happy chemical in your body, and your gut produces more of that than your brain does. So being able to eat healthy foods will actually make you feel better. You will have more serotonin. You'll get over certain mental blocks, certain emotional blocks and things like that by eating a healthy diet. And you also feel better about yourself. The fact that you can have that willpower and build that willpower to eat healthy and stick on a healthy diet. Of course, you don't have to be super strict with yourself, because that's also not good either when you're super restrictive, but being able to eat like mostly healthy, and I mean like 95% healthy, you know, that's at least what I strive to attain all the time. So eating healthy most of the time will boost your mood. It is known that it boosts your mood, and it boosts your energy level because you don't feel weighed down by it. Your gut has an easier time digesting it. Therefore, you have more energy, and your gut is also happier because you have more of the microbiome, and that creates more serotonin, and then it creates a happier life, my love. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope it helped you guys a lot. I do also want to add in here, meditation also always helps. I always have to say that in all of my high vibe videos, because meditation is such a great way of getting a high vibe. So I'll have one of my favorite meditations that I made linked down below for you guys if you guys are interested in that. And also definitely check out Audible if you guys are also interested in that. Link will be in the description box, so you guys can go check it out and check out those book recommendations, because I promise you those are really life-changing. So go check them out. Sending you guys all my love. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if so, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.